So I'm just showing you that I have the book. I have read the book. Because a lot of people do Sunday worship. What day you worship?
What day I worship?
Yeah.
I worship every day.
The people of Solomon and Gomorrah had beds erected in the streets of the city. It says in 2:1, it tells you that the angels went before God. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Keep the Sabbath
Keep holy
day
the Sabbath.
holy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a commandment. It is the Sabbath of the Lord in all your dwelling. And the 14th day of the first month is the Lord's Passover. Right? We dealing with Bible. Okay. How y'all doing? All right. So, you know what? Let me get this out the way. Try to get that out. Okay. Like that. So, we're going to deal with Enoch today. A lot of people don't go into the book of Enoch because they say it's not canonical. You have the book of Peter's, who quote from Enoch, Jude quote from Enoch, and Christ. You know, he was dealing with Enoch during the time that he walked the earth. So, without further ado, again, I have the book of Enoch right here. I read the whole book of Enoch more than once. I also have Enoch 2 and Enoch 3, right? And it got, you would know the Bible. You would need to know the Bible before you start diving in books like Enoch. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. First, get through the Bible, understand the Bible before you start jumping to Enoch, because a lot of things not going to make any sense, because you have to line Enoch up with scriptures, with the Bible. And if you don't know the Bible, then how would you know or precept from Enoch with the Holy Bible? You won't be able to do it. You can be taught the book of Enoch from someone who read it and who has read the Bible and understand, you know, certain criteria that links it together. It's a lot of things that Enoch quote that also quote, you know, correspond with the Bible. So again, you know, I'm going to actually play the video of Enoch, and during the time of this video, I will be breaking down points in this video. So, you know, y'all stay tuned. Again, prepare for me, and you can get the title at the bottom if you want to watch the whole thing. Here it tells, you know, it tells you just, you know, you'll see it. The Book of Enoch, the movie 2026. You can, you know, and I think the video, it corresponds with the book perfectly. There's nothing added or removed. They did kind of break it down quickly so that you can, you know, really understand it. But everything is there. So with that being said, let's jump into it. Let's jump into it.
I was led to contemplate what no mortal should see. The veils of the firmament were torn before me. I witnessed the fall of those who swore allegiance and betrayed the Most High. The clock of heaven is nearing its end. Signs are before everyone's eyes, Ero, but few see them. Prepare yourselves, for the cycle is about to be fulfilled.
Y'all see, this is what I spoke before. Do y'all see how tall, how big this face is compared to man. Like, we're that small. I said this a long time ago. They said that the earth is the God footstool. You see how big that face is compared to how big this man is? We really want to play with the Most High. You really want to play with God. We really do, right? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Time of judgment has been sealed, and this is where the story begins.
Also, I want to say, I know during this session, I know that it's going to be a lot of ads that I'm going to have to kind of scroll past the ads, because this is, it's just regular YouTube that I'm showing it off of. So, they want you to pay $30 to remove the ads, which I might end up doing because, at this point it's getting unbearable, but.
Mighty angels fell from the heavens in a flash that tore through the clouds like a fiery sword. They breached the sacred boundaries set by the Most High, broke God's law, took wives from among men, and fathered giants whose strength and arrogance made the mountains tremble. Enoch was taken up to heaven, beyond the veil that separates the mortal from the eternal, to behold what no ordinary man should ever see: the deepest secrets of the fallen angels, the hidden chambers of creation where primordial light still breathes, and the divine judgments that would shape the destiny of all humanity. But where there is revelation, there also comes the crushing weight of truth. And what Enoch discovered was a war between worlds. Angels descended to earth, forbidden pacts forged in darkness, and corruption so vast that it aroused the burning wrath of the Creator. This is not just the story of a chosen man. It is the account of an ancient rebellion, of the fall of immortal beings, and of a final judgment that would forever change the destiny of heaven, earth, and all that breathes under the firmament. Write, Enoch, so that future generations may know the truth and prepare for what is to come.
Understand, Enoch wrote 365 books. 365 books, I believe. So Enoch wrote that many books. It's a lot of books out there, a lot of scripture scrolls that we haven't even got our hands on at the moment.
Enoch, Enoch, son of Jared, you who have found favor in my eyes, hear my call.
Lord, what do you ask of me? I am but a man, fragile before your greatness.
I have chosen you as my messenger. What is hidden will be revealed through you. Arise, Enoch, and follow the messenger who will guide you.
I am Uriel, guardian of God's eternal mysteries. Walk with me, Enoch, for I will show you the secrets of the heavens.
You see how they got them black? Because the angels are black. The angels are black.
I will also show you the truth and the corruption that has spread across the land like an incurable disease.
My Lord, this surpasses everything I imagined. What place is this?
You are on the threshold of heaven, but not all that you will see will be radiant. Some truths are dark, Enoch, and wound the spirit.
So Enoch is in paradise, which is the third heaven. That's between heaven and earth at this point. Same place I believe Adam and Eve was at in the beginning.
Write what you see now and what you will see later.
So Enoch was shown everything. God showed Enoch everything, from the beginning of creation to the end of creation. He's one of the few people that saw everything outside Moses, Abraham. He's one of them. He's one of them that actually saw the beginning and the end.
But remember, this knowledge is a burden. Few will accept it. Many will reject and mock it. Do you accept this destiny?
If this is God's will, I accept it. Even if my heart breaks, I will write what must be written. May the Lord give me strength to bear the weight of this calling.
And so the secrets of heaven were revealed. But at what price? These are the words of Enoch's blessing, with which he blessed the righteous and the chosen who will live in the day of tribulation, when all the wicked and ungodly are removed. Enoch, a righteous man, whose mouth was opened by God, had a vision of the Holy One in heaven, and this is what he saw.
I had a vision about future generations. Not for this generation, but for a distant future. It was about the chosen ones, the elect. I spoke about it and wrote for them.
The Holy and Great One will come from heaven. He will tread upon Mount Zion and appear in his camp with power.
Who do you think here talking about? Would that not be Christ? So the book of Enoch does speak about Christ. That's who they talking about, the Holy Great Ones, Christ.
He will be revealed in his celestial strength.
Celestial means like us, human. Celestial is alien. So if he's going to come in his celestial state, then that means he will be as we are, which we know Christ did come and gathered the 12 disciples. So this is, before that happened, it was already quoted in the book of Enoch that this will happen.
He will come with 10,000 of his saints to execute judgment on all, to destroy the wicked and condemn all humanity for all the ungodly deeds that sinners have committed against him. All the inhabitants of the earth will be awakened. The righteous will live, and the wicked will be destroyed. Then there will be peace, and the righteous will walk in paths of righteousness. The Lord will be their guide, and they will have eternal light. Look to the heavens, and see how the lights of the firmament do not deviate from their paths. Each one rises and sets with absolute precision, according to its season, never disobeying the Creator's command. Observe the earth and everything that happens on it. From the first day to the last, nothing escapes the control of the Most High. All creation obeys the Lord. See the signs in the heavens, the stars appearing according to their appointed times, the sun and moon following their perfect courses, according to the commandment they received. Nothing alters their orbits. All creation cooperates in perfect obedience. But you humans have strayed. You have abandoned the ways of the Lord, and your wickedness has surpassed all limits. Even the watchers sent to guide you have strayed from their mission and become corrupt. Therefore, judgment will come upon the wicked, and their punishment will be terrible. Consider how the trees bear fruit in their season, how the rivers follow their course, how the sea remains within its limits. All creation fulfills the laws of the Most High, but humans and fallen angels have rejected his commandment.
So what he's saying is everything takes its course. The ocean, there's a certain limit that the ocean can't come past. Other than that, the water would go all over the land. It's a certain limit that the ocean has to stop according to creation. The birds, the trees have to grow in a certain season. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? The sun have to rise at this time, and the moon also have to, rise and set at a certain time. You know, this is what he's saying. Everything obeys what the Most High put in place. But humans, because we have free will, we decided to do our own thing. Also, he said in fallen angels, even to this day, angels are fallen from heaven. If they break their habitation or they order, then they will be cast down.
Judgment will fall upon all who have sinned, upon all who have walked paths of injustice. But the righteous will be rewarded and find eternal peace. The wicked will be destroyed, and their memory will not remain. And when the seasons change, the scorching summer, the silent winter, even that testifies to the glory of God. But human
Everything had to account, according to God's command. Everything had to. They tell you about this in the pockets of Paul. Everything has to testify in a certain order. So in other words, the moon, the sun, the stars, the trees, everything will testify against you.
Humans have brought chaos to the world by their own actions. Judgment is prepared, and the Most High will not delay in executing it.
He will not delay executing judgment. He'll give you enough time to do what you want to do. The rest is on you.
In those dark days, when the human population grew as never before, daughters were born to them, women of rare beauty, whose grace illuminated the villages. The angels, the sons of heaven, observed these women and felt desire for them, a forbidden desire that began to burn in their immortal hearts. They said to one another,
Come, let us choose wives for ourselves from the daughters of men, and let us father children with them, powerful offspring.
Then Samyaza, their leader, restless and fearful before the gravity of the act, declared,
I fear that you may not really want to go on, and that I alone will have to bear the guilt for this great sin.
But they answered with unanimous firmness,
Let us all swear an oath and bind ourselves with a sacred curse, so that none of us will turn back.
Thus they all swore together and bound themselves under a terrible curse. There were 200 in all, 200 rebellious stars ready to abandon the sky. And they descended in the days of Jared, hovering like living flames over the snowy summit of Mount.
So when he say they came in the days of Jared, Jared is Enoch's father. Enoch is Methuselah's father. The Methuselah is Lamech's father, and Lamech is Noah's father. So during this time frame, God is already seeking, once the Nephilims are born, to destroy the earth. This is before Noah was even born. Noah wasn't nowhere around when when God decided to destroy the earth. And it's because of these Nephilims is that he decided to destroy the earth. Of course, mankind was wicked, but now things was going on that was beyond man. We can only do so much out here. But when the angels, these fallen watchers, when they came and did the act that they did, it was kind of too much to bear. All right. So for that, God had to redo creations, because now his creation was starting to multiply, and it was at the alarming rate.
Mount Hermon. They called that mountain Hermon because there they swore and bound themselves under the weight of their own curse. These are the names of their leaders, heads of each division. Samyaza, their commander, Urakiba, Ramil, Kokabiel, Tamiel, Ramuel, Danel, Ezekiel, Barakiel, Asael, Araros, Batariel, Ananel, Zakiel.
Notice all these ELs at the bottom. ELs, what you mean by that? Well, when you watch Superman, his father named Joel. His name is Kal-El. You know what I mean? So that EL, which Superman used, kind of come from scriptures in the Bible. Most of all the angels, like the Michael, Raphael, you know what I'm saying? Ahaziel, Phanuel, Phan, is it Famiel? Famiel, then you got the prophet Samuel, you know what I mean? Understand that EL. That EL, you know what I mean? That's where you get, when Superman get the Joel and Kal-El from. It comes from this.
Samsiel, Sartequel, Turel, Jomiel, and Sariel. 20 leaders, each at the head of 10 legions, governing the 200 angels. They all took human wives, cohabited with them, and became defiled by their illicit union. They revealed to the women enchantments, forbidden rituals, witchcraft, and the cutting of roots. They taught secrets that should never have been revealed to humanity.
See, we didn't know anything about that. Okay. So, with them teaching us enchantments, we know that's magic, the witchcraft, things that we knew nothing about, you know what I mean? Summons, demons, and things of that matter. The angels taught the humans this. And for that reason, you know what I mean, it just made the earth more wicked than it is. Because again, we didn't know anything about this stuff. We didn't know about war, fighting, things in that matter. Yes, Cain killed Abel, and it was wicked in the earth. But what they brought was a whole different level. A whole different level.
The women conceived and gave birth to colossal beings, the Nephilim, giants whose height reached 300 cubits, so immense that their shadow darkened entire fields. These giants devoured everything that humans produced.
Even humans.
And when humanity could no longer sustain them, the giants turned against men themselves and began to devour the human race without.
Devour. They started to eat cannibals. They started to eat mankind. They was eating mankind.
Without pity. They sinned against birds, against wild animals, against reptiles, and even against the fish of the sea.
That's where you get your dinosaurs from. Dinosaur, they start splicing animals. That's where your dinosaurs come from. Now 65 million years ago, during this time.
And given over to ferocity, they began to devour each other's flesh.
And see, this is the thing. That's why you have to understand, God made certain type of animals, right? Now, hear me out. During the time in the beginning, right? In the beginning, there was no mention of dinosaurs when Adam named all the creations, the birds, the fish in the sea, you know what I'm saying, the birds of the sky. There was no mention of dinosaur, pterodactyls. So where did that come from? They wasn't here before mankind, because remember, the earth was without void. There was nothing on earth at a certain point. Nothing. So with nothing being on earth, When God made the earth, it was, it was without void. There was nothing there. It was blank. Only thing or people that was here was the fallen angels, that was cast into the dark. So that's the only entities that was on earth. So when God, after God created the earth, remember, when God created the earth in the beginning, there was nothing here. He started with the, in the beginning, God made, light and day and said there'll be light. When you going through all the creations, you know what I'm saying? I think on the fifth day, he made, I want to say the animals. It could have been 6 days. He made animals, and that's the all, because when he made the water and he made the fishes and all that, they came. Then he made the animals, and then man was the last thing he made. When he made these animals, there was no dinosaurs. There was none of that. So they couldn't be before. You saying cavemen, right? 65 million years ago. Then that would have been way before Adam. If that's the case, it made no sense if you say Christ will be back in 2,000 years. It don't even make sense. The earth hasn't been standing 65 million years ago. The earth hasn't been alive that long. Y'all listen to science. Stop listening to science. The earth wasn't, biblically, if you understand the Bible, and all these, we found the rock, and this rock is 10 million years. All them lies. They say the million year because they don't have an exact date on when it was there. So they say, oh yeah, about 60 million years ago. You can't. You think you can't chase nothing back to when, I mean, some things you might can chase, like, oh yeah, like paper, like, yeah, this paper would have been from the 1800s, 1900s, yeah, something like that. But you like 65 million years ago? Make it make sense. It don't make sense. So what I'm saying is, this is during the time the dinosaurs was made. When they start, sending against the birds of the sky, the fish in the sea. This is where the dinosaurs come from. Reason God had to destroy. So that's why when you probably see dinosaur bones, this and that, fossils and up. This is where they come from. Simple math.
And drink blood without remorse. Then the very earth, corrupted and wounded, cried out against these transgressors. Azazel, one of the most wicked fallen angels, taught men how to forge swords, knives, shields, and armor. He showed them the secrets hidden in the metals of the earth and how to shape them for war. He taught about bracelets, ornaments, hidden seductions, the use of antimony to make up the eyes, the beautification of the eyelids, and
So this is for the women. When y'all get y'all booty, you know what I'm saying? Y'all want to put your eyelids on and the makeup and the lipsticks. That was taught to them also. Because before then, women, and that's what the seductive coming in at. When you start using this to beautify, your outward appearance, that's when you taught that at, and that's kind of when you does that, it's a spirit that come with that. That's why when you have women right now and they'll put on, like, they'll look regular. When they put the wig on their eyelids and they makeup, it's like you're somebody else. And now they're not even they self. They walking around like, and they can't get rid of it. They can't get rid of it because they don't want to go back to looking how they really look. They don't accept themselves for who they are. This is where it started.
all kinds of precious stones and dyes that aroused vanity and lust. Because of this, a profound wickedness spread. People gave themselves over to immorality and completely deviated from their paths. Samyaza taught enchantments and the cutting of roots. Amaros taught how to break enchantments. Barakiel taught astrology.
When you get this witchcraft, these tarot card readings, with the moon, and that's why when you read the book of Deuteronomy, God said, "Pay no mind to the astronomy, to the science of heaven. Pay no mind to that." We was never supposed to know this, never.
Ocabiel revealed the knowledge of the constellations. Ezekiel taught the reading of the clouds, divination by the sky.
That's how people know when it's going to rain. So right now I can look up and I can see what the weather's going to be. You know what I'm saying? For the next 7 days. You know, this is where all that comes from. You know what I mean? When you do the 7-day forecast, it'll give you, hey Siri, go to dog mode. Okay. So here, it got here the 7-day forecast. In the dough. How will we be able to, you know the weather? You know, for the next 7 days. This is where all that come from. Things we weren't supposed to know. You know, they taught us.
Arachiel revealed the signs of the earth, geomancy. Shamsiel taught the signs of the sun. Sariel taught the course and secret of the moon. As humans perished, their voices rose, crying out for justice. Their cry tore across the horizon, and their lament ascended to the heavenly gates. Then Michael, Uriel, Raphael, and Gabriel looked down from heaven and saw the bloodshed and the wickedness that consumed the earth.
The earth, devoid of hope, raises its cry to the gates of heaven. Now, to you, holy ones on high, the souls of men bleed.
The archangels heard, trembling under the weight of that cry, and presented themselves before the Lord of heaven, saying,
You are the Lord of lords, the God of gods, the King of kings. Your glorious throne endures throughout all generations. Your name is holy, great, and blessed forever. You created all things, and you have absolute authority over them. Nothing is hidden from your eyes, and you see even what the heavens try to hide.
You saw what Azazel did. He taught every form of injustice on earth and revealed eternal secrets that should never have been known by men, heavenly knowledge that they sought to discover in their arrogance. And Samyaza, whom you placed as leader, went to the daughters of men and lay with them, defiling himself with mortal women and causing them to reveal such sins. The women conceived giants, and now the whole earth is flooded with blood, violence, and wickedness. The souls of the dead cry out to the heavens, asking for justice before your throne. Their groans rose like dense smoke.
He said the souls of the dead. Understand? The souls of the dead. That means he's telling you right now, even when you die, once I said before, once you die, that's not it. You know, your soul lives forever. It still has a voice after life. Once you listen to what he said.
Conceived giants, and now the whole earth is flooded with blood, violence, and wickedness. The souls of the dead cry out to the heavens, asking for justice before your throne. Their groans rose like dense smoke. They have no rest because of the wickedness that covers the world. You know all things before they happen. You see what occurs, and yet nothing.
The souls of the dead cry out. The souls of the dead cry out. The souls of the dead cry out, meaning life after death.
And lay with them, defiling himself with mortal women and causing them to reveal such sins. The women conceived giants, and now the whole earth is flooded with blood, violence, and wickedness. The souls of the dead cry out to the heavens, asking for justice before your throne. Their groans rose like dense smoke. They have no rest because of the wickedness that covers the world. You know all things before they happen. You see what occurs, and yet nothing. You told us what we should do with them.
Then the Most High, the Holy and Great One, spoke with a voice that shook the pillars of creation. He sent Uriel to the son of Lamech and said, "Go to Noah and tell him in my name to hide. Reveal to him that the end is near. The whole earth will be destroyed, and a flood will come upon the entire world to exterminate everything that exists in it."
Remember, this is Christ talking to the angels. They, when they pray, okay, when you pray, the angels take your prayers. After the angels take your prayers, they'll take it before Christ. And Christ would take it before the Lord to get a decision. You understand? Get a decision.
Instruct the righteous Noah on what he must do to preserve his life and save his descendants for future generations. And the Lord said to Raphael, "Bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the deepest darkness. Open a fissure in the desert of Dudael and throw him there. Place rough stones upon him and cover him with eternal darkness. Let him remain there forever, never to see the light. And on the great day of judgment, he will be cast into the purifying fire."
Understand what he's saying. Cast him there. Cast him there so he'll never see the day of light. And on the day of judgment, he will be cast in the lake of fire. What are you saying? Once you die, you don't go directly to hell. Everybody will be judged. That's why I say on the day of judgment, he will be cast in the lake of fire. Everybody is judged at once. He's not, when you die, okay, judge me. It's your dad, judge me. It don't work like that. When you die, you go to a place and you stay there. And everybody sit here, and when on the day of judgment come, everybody get judged. And after that, then either you'll go here or there. Let's do it.
He for future generations. And the Lord said to Raphael, "Bind Azazel hand and foot and cast him into the deepest darkness. Open a fissure in the desert of Dudael and throw him there. Place rough stones upon him and cover him with eternal darkness. Let him remain there forever, never to see the light. And on the great day of judgment, he will be cast into the purifying fire. Heal the earth that the angels have corrupted, and announce that I will heal it, so that the children of men may not be destroyed because of the secrets that the watchers revealed and taught to their descendants. The whole earth has been corrupted by the works of Azazel. Therefore, attribute all iniquity to him." The Lord said to Gabriel, "Advance against the bastards, the corrupted race, the children born of celestial fornication. Destroy the children of the watchers from among men. Send them against each other in battle, so that they may exterminate themselves. The prolongation of their days will not belong to them. No request that their parents, the fallen angels, make for them will be granted, for they thought they would live eternally, and desired that each one would live 500 years. Then the Lord said to Michael, "Go and inform Samyaza and the others who have defiled themselves by sleeping with women, that they will be destroyed. Bind them for 70 generations beneath the earth, until the great day of their final judgment, when the eternal judgment is fulfilled."
So again, the eternal judgment, that's when he's about to do the new heaven and the new earth. That's the last. That's after Christ take care of his business. Now, He say bound them for 70 generations, right? The 70 generations that, 70 times 50 is 3,500. We went through this. Let me see. 70 times 30 is, 70 times 50. So let me show you. Let me break it down to y'all because y'all don't get it. You see here? 70 times 50 is 3,500. You're like, what do you mean 3,500? Each generation is 50 years. Each generation. So for 70 generations, you know what I'm saying, figure out which generation you're in right now. When I did this before, when he said my spirit, my flesh shall not always be with man in the book of Genesis 6 and 4, it kind of corresponds with this. He said for their days would be 120 years, right? What do you mean 120 years, right? Let's do this. 120 jubilees or generations, right? So at this point, 120 times what? 120 times 50 equals 6,000 years. Let me see, let me get this here. 120 times 50 is 6,000 years. So he said my days should be 120 years, 120 generations times 50. So that's 6,000 years, right? Or you can do the 70 generations. This is them being bound for 70 generations. Now, I want to say that the pyramids, right? They are placed under pyramids. That's what men didn't build pyramids. The pyramid was built by the angels, right? They're under the pyramids. This is where they at. I don't want to take too much time on it because I really ain't got nowhere. But they under the pyramids. Now, with this lesson here, again, I'm going to do 2 lessons on it. I'm already been in for 42 minutes. And I want to, so I'm going to do some more. But this is going to end up doing 2 lessons right here. Let's do this. Sorry about that.
On that day, they will be cast into the abyss of fire, into torment and prison, where they will remain forever. Everyone who is condemned and destroyed from then on will be chained with them until the end of all generations. Destroy all evil spirits born from the works of the Watchers, for they have caused great harm to humanity. Eliminate all injustice from the earth, and let every evil deed come to an end. Plant justice and truth upon the world as a blessing. Let the fruit of justice and truth flourish and become a perpetual light. Then all the righteous will escape evil and live to beget thousands of children. They will complete their days of youth and old age in peace. Then the whole earth will be cultivated in righteousness and planted with trees, and it will be full of blessing. The trees will bear abundant fruit, the vines will grow vigorously, and the earth will produce magnificent harvests. Each seed will yield 1,000 times more, and each measure of olives will produce 10 measures of pure oil. And you, O angels, purify the earth from all oppression, injustice, sin, impurity, and wickedness that have been practiced in it. Destroy the wicked from the face of the earth. Let all evil deeds cease. Then plant righteousness in its place. And now, my children, speak the truth and live in righteousness. For in the paths of righteousness you will be planted, and you will flourish forever. In those days I was taken from among the sons of men, and the angels called me and led me to a distant place.
So when on here it says something about, as he's saying that the earth will replenish itself, right? I want to say it could be about 15 years ago, I was watching this, like the scientific, the dude that be doing he be talking about the animals, and I forgot the name of that. It was on the, was it Sci-Fi Channel? Not Sci-Fi, Animal Planet Channel, I believe. But it say what would happen if there was no people? What would happen to the earth, right? Show you some. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Okay, so it was the History Channel, and this kind of a snippet of it.
What would happen if every human being on Earth disappeared? At some point in the future, this could be the fate of our planet.
Called Life After People. Now, what I want to do, I'm just going to kind of fast forward towards the end for the time's sake.
What do you get when you combine Viagra?
One second.
Ignite RX. Ignite RX takes the active ingredient
and the earliest of our replacements.
And who or what might those replacements be? Perhaps chimpanzees might somehow make the leap.
But we have to consider this. Some scientists believe that it's easy for nature to bring animals up to a clever level where they might use
at the end,
they might become masters of their environment. But the leap to being able
at the end of this video, at the end of the video, right, the earth was replenished.
Complete recovery.
All right, so look.
You're talking about a planet that may continue, but nobody to talk about it, nobody to think about it.
If Earth's 4.5 billion years of existence were condensed into 24 hours, the passage of 10,000 years would be a fraction of a second. Man's time on the planet so far would be about half a minute long. So, like an abandoned village on a global scale, the Earth will move on without us. There was life before people. There will be life after people.
This science, y'all. This science. So I want to bring that forth. So like I say, things I be saying a while back, it just popped up like, I seen this like 15 years ago. So when, now that I'm doing this here, it's like, it kind of makes sense. You know what I'm saying? What was said. Like, the earth will move forward without people.
Cultivated in righteousness and planted with trees, and it will be full of blessing. The trees will bear abundant fruit, the vines will grow vigorously, and the earth will produce magnificent harvests. Each seed will yield 1,000 times more, and each measure of olives will produce 10 measures of pure oil. And you, O angels, purify the earth from all oppression injustice, sin, impurity, and wickedness that have been practiced in it. Destroy the wicked from the face of the earth. Let all evil deeds cease. Then plant righteousness in its place. And now, my children, speak the truth and live in righteousness. For in the paths of righteousness you will be planted, and you will flourish forever. In those days I was taken from among the sons of men,
The earth will move
and
on.
the angels called me and led me to a distant place. They approached me like a scorching wind and said,
Enoch, scribe of righteousness, hear the command we give you. Go to the watchers who have abandoned the glory of heaven and chosen the path of the flesh. They have left the luminous heights to mingle with mortal women, defiling what was pure and wounding the earth to its roots. Tell them with authority, for you there will be no rest, nor reconciliation, for peace has fled from your hands.
I obeyed. I traveled to the valley of Abel Maim, between Lebanon and Mount Sinir, where the watchers hid like defeated warriors. They were bowed down, their faces covered, as if the very light wounded them. I delivered the message to them, a sentence that weighed like mountains. Upon hearing it, they trembled. Pleas began to pour from their mouths, begging me to write a petition that might somehow obtain mercy. They knew they dared no longer lift their eyes to heaven. Sin had separated them from the light like an insurmountable abyss. I wrote their plea, each word laden with despair, and began the ascent. I traversed layers of the firmament until I reached a translucent celestial sea, where waves of light danced like liquid fire. There, the gates of heaven opened.
So understand, that's what he's saying. Where the sea at, so earth, that's kind of where it separates from earth to heaven. He said he's over here by a certain part of the sea, you know what I'm saying, in the east, I believe. You know, I heard some Antarctica, it was, again, I don't know about them theories. I haven't did my research on it, but I know that heaven is still on earth. You know what I mean? It's certain parts, that's portals in the earth that links directly from heaven straight to the earth. That's how the angels enter in and out the earth, through portals.
Before me, and I entered the divine court, where the throne of the Most High shines like a perpetual ray.
He said, I entered the divine court. What do we know about court? Only Satan know about court. They brought that from heaven to here. Court. You have to go to court. When you die on earth, you have court. Plain and simple. When you die on earth, your soul, you have court. You have court. What do you say again? I don't think y'all get it.
Then I heard the voice of the Most High, a voice that seemed to fill everything. Enoch, return to the watchers and announce my answer. You were created to be eternal, made of spirit and light, but you chose the path of the flesh and united yourselves with mortal women.
You chose to deal with flesh. You're made of spirit. You're made of spirit. You decide. One second. Show y'all something. I'm gonna let me see. Let's do this again. So I wanna do this right here. I'm gonna show y'all something. Listen to what he say. Listen to what he say.
Created to be eternal, made of spirit and light, but you chose the path of the flesh and united yourselves with mortal women. You abandoned your sacred dwelling and and taught humanity forbidden secrets, making men accomplices in your corruption. Then I heard the voice of the Most High, a voice that seemed to fill everything. Enoch, return to the Watchers and announce my answer. You were created to be eternal, made of spirit and light, but you chose the path of the flesh and united yourselves with mortal women.
That's an abomination. That's an abomination. He don't do that. Let me show y'all. Now that's there. Let's precept it. Yeah. Show y'all something. So here on Esau, right? What do it say here? Let's start from here. Right here. There were giants, right? I'm going to start right there. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons, hold on, let me see, let me get out the way. Okay, let's do it. There were giants in the earth in those days, right? Also after that, when the sons of God came in into the daughters of men, and they bare the children to them, the same became mighty men which with the old. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, that every man imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually, right? And it grieved him at his heart, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said he would destroy man from whom he had created on the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creepy things and the fowls of the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made men. Right? But Noah found grace in the sight of God. Now, actually, let me go up. Here it is right here. Sorry about that. And and the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they had chose. Again, what Enoch is explaining, but we don't read Enoch, right? It don't correspond with scriptures, whatever. And the Lord said, listen to me right here. And the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he is also flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Now, when you go to flesh in Hebrew, flesh from freshness by extension, body, person, also body, in other words, kind, nakedness, self, skin, right? So self, skin. So flesh is skin. It's skin. Flesh is skin. Right? Now, let's go here and see. And this is Hebrew, which means this is this is a strong concordance. Let's go with spirit. What does spirit mean? By resemblance, breath. That is a sensible or even violent exhalation, frequency, life, anger. Okay, let's go. Cool core. So, in other words, spirit, but only not a rational being. It's a but only of a rational being. By resemblance, spirit, but only of a rational being. Include his function. So it's air. Spirit is air. Okay. Breath is breath. Mind, spirit, tempest. Okay, so again, we understand that by resemblance, breath, that is a sensible or even violent. So wind by resemblance of breath. So wind and flesh in so many words. And he said he want to destroy men, right? So when you deal with Enoch, right? He's telling him that they should not been dealing with uh, spirit and flesh don't mix at all. Why will he send Christ spirit through flesh through the Virgin Mary? It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Y'all better learn Bible. Stop listening to what everybody telling y'all. Understand the Bible. Let me show y'all something real quick before I continue with this, because y'all gonna have me teaching it here. All right, y'all want to learn Bible, right? Let's do Bible. Let's do this. Let's go back to the strong concordance, right where we at. Where you at, big boy? Let's go to Esau. All right, let's go. Let me get this out the way. I'm trying to get it. Let me go to Esau. All right. Let me show y'all something. Let's go to Matthew. So, it's Malachi. Sorry. Let's go to Matthew 2. Let's go to 1. So right now, what we going? We looking at this, the birth of Jesus. Now, the birth of Jesus Christ was on his wise when his mother Mary was espoused to Joseph before they came together and was found with child of the Holy Spirit. Espoused is what in the Greek? Betrothed. In order, they're about to be married, in other words. So, let me see. Angel God appeared to him, Joseph, thy son, take the very and the fourth. And let's do this here. Okay, so let me show you this here. You see right here? Let's go to 1, 2, 3. Behold, right here. Read that. Behold, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel, which shall interpret is God is with us. Now, a virgin, right? Behold, a virgin. What does virgin mean? Unknown origin, a maiden by implications, an unmarried daughter, virgin. A unmarried daughter is a virgin. Unmarried daughter. So when you read in the Bible, go to the strong concordance, right? Now, let's go to Isaiah. We just heard this verse. Let's precept that with Isaiah. Where you at? Come here, boy. Isaiah is right. Come here, where you at, boy? Second, Isaiah is supposed to be right here. 7 and 14. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. That's the same where we just read, right? What's Emmanuel? We'll say, okay, God, Emmanuel, a name of Isaiah's son. Okay. Now, what do behold a virgin? Now, a virgin in Hebrew, we read it in Greek. What do it mean in Hebrew? A dasmal, a maid, a virgin. A lass as veil or private. A maid, a virgin, a dasmal. What is a dasmal? Right? What is a dasmal? What's this? So now we're going to go to, we just think there was a dasmal, right? Let's go to dasmal in the Hebrew. 24, let me see, move this out the way. What is that? Okay. It is right here. And let it come to pass that the dasmal to whom I shall say, let down the pitcher, I pray thee that I may drink, and she shall say, drink. And I will give thy camels drink also, let the same be she that thou hast appointed for thy servant Isaac, and therefore shall I know that thou shalt have shewed kindness unto my master. So, this is where Isaac, I believe, meet his wife, right? And he made camels come down, right? I think this is where Isaac is meeting Rebecca, right? And so this is how he meet her. And let it come to pass that the dasmal to whom I shall say, let down my pitcher, I pray thee, and I may drink, and she shall say, drink, and I will give thy camel drink also. Let the same be she that has appointed kindness unto my master. And it came to pass before he had done speaking that, behold, Rebekah came out, who was born to Bethuel, the son of Michael, the wife of Nahor, Abraham's brother, with her pitcher upon her shoulder. And the dasmal was very fair to look upon, a virgin, neither had any man known. This is mean you don't have sex. Any man known. This is what sex mean in the Bible. A permanent root to no property to assertion by sin used in great variety. Right? So this is when they say a man, see, I never knew a man. This is what they advise, answer, appoint, assure, be aware. Right. This what that mean. Can have, be, come to give, right, come to have or take. No man never had her. Knowledge have, knowledge be. There's a lot of words for that. All right, man of. No man have known her. Be sure. This is what that means. Will be, with. That means not. I mean, which, what. Anyway. That's what it say. No man had known her. Now let's do this. Genesis. And the dasmal. What is a dasmal? Feminine of a girl from infancy to adolescence. Dasmal. A maid, a young woman. A young woman is a dasmal, right? Let's go here. Virgin in the Hebrew. Unused meaning separate. A virgin mean a bride. Also, a city or state made virgin. Made virgin. Virgin, right? Virgin and a dazzle. Same thing. A young woman. When they said neither had any man known her, and the dazzle, Rachel, was very fair. Man, she's beautiful. Beautiful, right here. Beautiful. She's very beautiful. She's very beautiful. Had done, hold on, was fair to look upon a virgin, right? A virgin, which means, she's a she's a bride, a maid, a virgin. She's a maid. She served. Neither had any man known her. And she went down to the well and filled her pitcher and came up. So what are they saying? That she was a dazzle. She was very young. She was very pretty. She was a virgin, which means a maid. She was submissive. And neither any man had known her. So if they wouldn't have to say neither had any man known her, because you see it's a different word with the Hebrew. Virgin. So that's what that means. Now, so we understand what virgin mean as far as when we dealing with, and I'm saying this to say what? When you say the Virgin Mary, I don't want y'all to understand that the Virgin Mary mean that she never had sex. That don't mean that. In the Bible, when they say you never had sex, it say neither has she known a man. Any man had known her. That's what the Bible means when they said he didn't have sex. When they speak of virgin in the Hebrew, virgin mean a maid, a young woman, a dazzle. And we know a dazzle means a young woman, a maid, right? And neither had any man known her. So when we go back to, y'all don't want this, man. Y'all don't want this. So when we go back to, and I'm making a point here. We go back to Isaiah 7 and 14. Therefore, the Lord himself shall give you a sign. Behold, a virgin shall conceive and bear a son and shall call his name Emmanuel. A virgin, a young woman shall conceive. The virgin here, which is right here, the same Hebrew word here. A dazzle made virgin. We just went over that. So, when you go and you go to Matthew and you go to 1 and 23, right? And it tells you, behold, right here, a virgin shall be with child and shall bring forth a son, and they shall call his name Emmanuel. So when you go here and you go to the word virgin, again, a maiden by implication unmarried, daughter, virgin, right? That don't mean she was born through the Holy Spirit. She never had sex. It doesn't mean that. And, I hate that my people, they don't have the sense God gave them, because you don't know how to read the Bible. You're reading the Bible in English, and the Bible was not written in English. It was translated in English. It was actually written in Hebrew. So here, let's go, because I'm done with Enoch for now. I'm gonna continue with Enoch. I want to get this. I want to show y'all something real quick. I want to show y'all here where y'all got it messed up at. So when you go here, come here, man, move, and you type in the word virgin mean in English? This is where y'all reading it. This is where y'all getting it wrong. Virgin. Being related or appropriate. Okay. Let me see. Dictionary virgin. A person who never has sex. She's still a virgin. See that? That's where you messed. That's where y'all getting it wrong at. A person who never has sex, right? That's what it means. Now, let's go and Greek. What do it mean? In Greek, a virgin is the term that is at least for the early Christian. That's what it means. Y'all doing all this. Strong concordance. All right. Let's get, let's just go straight to the Hebrew. Meaning in Hebrew. All right. The Hebrew translation as virgin in the verse Amma, which is the customary Hebrew word for a married, hence virginal young woman. You see they highlighted young woman. The Hebrew word for a married woman is asha, a different word. So Hebrew makes a clear distinction between a virginal woman, Amma, and a married woman, asha. Now, what do never know a man in the Bible mean? So it can't get no simpler than this. I never knew you, man. Well, that's something with God. Let me see. That's a word that God used. Well, we already seen what it means. What do never know a man kind of mean? It's kind of it's gonna be kind of rough to, because I understand when God say he never known a man, like God kind of, he don't know you. In other words, what Christ was speaking of. Okay, here it is right here. It's about people who don't follow Matthew and live religion. Hold on. What does, nah, see, they doing something. Well, we get it. We get it. We get it. Never known a man mean never had sex. Well, neither she never known a man. So, in so many words, if God told, which Christ was talking to Enoch, if Christ said, because remember, he created all spirits. Christ created everything. Remember, we know that Christ created everything. So Christ said that my spirit shall not strive with flesh in the book of Genesis, right? He said, my strive shall not always, he said, my spirit should not be with flesh, for they're only 120 years, right? And you hear him telling Enoch, you know what I'm saying, that you were spirit living eternal life and you defile yourself with flesh. You understand? That don't mix. Why will Christ come through Mary without having sex? That spirit, flesh. You understand? So when they say the Virgin Mary, they're not talking about the Virgin means she never had sex. That's where you got it wrong at. The Virgin Mary means Christ came through a young, married woman at the time. That don't mean she never had sex. Joseph was knocking that back. He was knocking that back already. But that's who Christ came through. The sperm of Joseph. It's the seed. That's why they say he's the seed. That's why when you do the genealogy in Matthew and Luke, Christ is there at the end at both of them, and all through that is the seed. They're not gonna get all the way to the end and say, well, Joseph adopted Christ. No, no. He could have came through the Levites, right? The Levites was the priesthood. Why not come through the Levites then? That was the priesthood. They could have had somebody from the priesthood adopt that if that's gonna be the case. No, he came through the seed of Judah. He came from the loins of Joseph. He wasn't born through the Holy Spirit. Y'all don't know Bible. That's why I don't talk to y'all. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna finish this Enoch tomorrow, or I get back to Enoch. This here's gonna be part 1, because y'all done got me off into something else, explaining certain things, and it just it brought me to a certain place in this teaching. When I get into it, I get into it. I get crazy with it. I match precepts up. I'm gonna see y'all on the next one, man. Just part 1. Stay tuned.